I think watching it as I was a kid with my dad, and the first memory I really have is Larry Mize chipping in '87 to win, and I was such a huge Greg Norman fan at the time, and I've gotten to know Larry Mize better than I have Greg Norman now that I've been out here, and thrilled that he won it. But at the time, I remember running back in the kitchen and telling my mom after Larry had missed the green right, Greg Norman's going to win the Masters, he's going to win the Masters, and then he chipped in. I was devastated, for Greg, but. That's kind of my first memory of the Masters, and then how I would race home from school every Thursday and Friday to turn on the television coverage and get those 2 hours in. I just couldn't wait, and all my classmates didn't understand what the big deal was. But it was just, I think, growing up in the Midwest and having it be almost golf season when the Masters came on. Courses were almost about ready to open. I think just got the bug to play golf. Hadn't played for 6 months, and all of a sudden you see the Masters on TV, and it was just exciting golf. It's just a golf course in the end. There's so much history there, and all the different shots that have been played there, and I think that's why we put it on such a pedestal. But in the end, there's not as many tricks there as I thought there'd be. There's a lot of undulation, more undulation than you see on TV. There's some putts that'll fool you, but now that I've had a couple goes at it, I feel like I got some of those, taking some more notes than I normally do on the greens. Man, it's an incredible place. I really think of it as a fantasy land because you drive in off of Washington Road, and then there's these beautiful white cabins and the golf course, and you're just you're put in this fantasy world for however long you're there, and then you drive back down Magnolia Lane, and you turn out of there and onto Washington Road, and you're back into this craziness of just everyday life, and you're like, where was I? Was I really there? Or was that a dream? Did I just wake up? And that's really the feeling I've gotten. I would say really what I touched on earlier, just to downplay the event. It's another golf course. If you want to do well there, you got to just realize it has 18 holes, and you want to play them the best you can. And to really soak it in ahead of time and the practice rounds, and but when it comes to the tournament, just try to downplay it. Yeah, well, I've only played in 3 majors in my career, and so I'm learning as I go. I used to really over-prepare for them. I will say, make sure I got there Sunday night, played at least 36 holes, and really tried to find the nuances of the courses. And I think that's the unique thing, is that on the PGA Tour, we play the same courses year in, year out. We've seen them so many times, so we kind of ease into the week. Whereas a major, sometimes for myself especially, I felt like I need to put a lot of time in on the course, and I found I'd wear myself out. And you really need all that energy because there's usually a lot of grinding involved, and it's a different animal in that sense. There's no pro-am. There's maybe more autographs you get to sign, and more people there watching you prepare for the tournament. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are crazy, but yeah, we spend the whole year for the most part just trying to earn a living, and then we spend 4 weeks out of the year trying to make history.